Good morning, folks. Good morning. Lucky like Lou here. Up early in the morning. Take my glasses off so you can see my eyes. The eyes are the gateway to the soul. You know? But it's not like they're shades what these dudes be wearing, trying to hide the fact that they be not only high as hell, which is why they be wearing those shades, but they're ashamed of what the fuck they don't have to do to be a part of these cults or whatever sort of fraternity or group they're in. Besides the truly zesty ones, those are the real true demons. Most of these dudes are demons in general, but the real true ones, them zesty boys that be talking like this. I got one at work that was trying to fuck with me, and then I put him in his place. Let's see if he fuck with me again. Anyways, hold up. In today's video, I'm going to be endeavoring the creepy things slash illegal things slash thing these men try and record somebody with some meta glasses from a distance with to make them look like they're imploring for something, when if you're not an active participant in something, you're not doing anything illegal. They're just trying to have a whole bunch of creepy shit around you to not only quote unquote influencing you, quote unquote, to join their fold and like endeavoring creepy shit, as in like fucking around with minors and even kids. And we're really gonna get into like describing this real, because this stuff was happening right in front of me, but I'm about to talk about it to y'all. But you know, not only that, but having men, it was men every day coming to my job, even the one I'm at right now, co-workers and people just patronizing the place. They yell things like, "You're a hit!" Mostly racist white men, homosexual white men. Most of them are in the closet, and they represent the LGBTQ domestic terrorist organization here in Michigan. But from things like that to just like other endeavorments of creepy things that these predators do. They're sexual predators, they're stalkers, they're felon committers, all funded through the state fusion centers and local police, and just other means of just like going out their way to do stuff just because they're stalkers. They are all involved in dark web activities as well. There needs to be a sting. And a lot of these dudes are on the registered sex offender list. They're all reoffending. They just haven't been caught doing it or fucking reported for it. Or if they have been reported, the police ain't doing nothing about it because they're a participant of it. They're acting in concert. Let's get into it. So, for creepy thing number one I witnessed, and we're gonna start off, instead of with the ladies, we're gonna, actually no, I'm gonna start off with the ladies, because ladies first. And when I say ladies first, I don't mean they were doing creepy shit. The most they were doing was like calling me out my name in regards to this, like, oh, you're queer, you're this, you're that, like trying to reinforce like homoerotic nature onto me, even though that's what the men that are forcing them to say this, that's what they are. But I've never been that. I'm a heterosexual masculine black man. I've always been that my whole 30 years I've lived so far, and that's all I will ever be. But you know, that's the most the ladies do. Now some of them, the ones that like are mean girls or really are with this shit, they'll really gossip about this shit and make fun of how you done been human and sex trafficked by a whole bunch of homosexuals, and even used as a breeding motherfucking human to put some kids out here in this world, non-consensually at that. But back to the topic of the video. We'll talk about that in another video. I don't even know where they are. I don't even know who done got pregnant by me, whether it was forced or willing. Who knows? It'll come to the light one day. Creepy thing number one. It was this one old man with like his granddaughter, clearly. Like he was an elder dude. And I'm gonna be eating in the midst of this because I'm hungry. So excuse me, you know. Now, you know how these sex offenders and these predators, whether they're around my age or even elders, I'm 30. Sometimes they'll even be under, like, you know, lower 20s. Or fresh out of high school. All the way up to, like, grandfather age. This was a grandfather with his granddaughter. Now, clearly his granddaughter, if you looked at her, you could tell she was a minor, clearly. Maybe in middle school, like 8th grade, maybe 9th, 10th at the most. But, you know, these dudes look at their developed bodies, and that's what they pay attention to. He was just all up like at the edge of her butt, his groin on her butt. She's on her phone just looking uncomfortable. Up until I said something to the dude, and I noticed it because I see it out of my peripheral view. It's not like I looked down and just was like staring at her ass. No, I'm not a creep. But out of my peripheral view, I saw, and then I like said something to where he had to fully turn to me. I forgot what I said. It was so long ago while I was working at Kroger. Grosse Pointe Woods location, Mac and almost Vernier. But, you know, I said something to where he had to turn his groin and like his waist away from me and like fully face me to be able to like, you know, complete the transaction and even like endeavor in pulling out cards for the transaction just to get the heat off the girl. Clearly she was uncomfortable, and then when I did that, she kind of relaxed a bit more. But, you know, that's the creepy minor shit they be endeavoring themselves in. And trust me, it happens everywhere. I'm in Roseville right now. It's a lot of that out here too. Even probably down east. It's registered sex offenders down the street. It's 9 of them in this motel. These motherfuckers are sick in the fucking head. They need to be shot. Creepy thing number 2. Now, like I said, these dudes will use their kids for bait as well, like to try and like, you know, get meta glasses content and make it look like you're endeavoring yourself in something when really you're just sending your kid out and doing some predatory shit. Had his daughter like, you know, do like a model strut and swing her hips from left to right. And I'm even gonna say this with number 3 because they have their younger kids do this as well. But had his daughter swing his hips from left to right on some like strutting and popping her butt around shit. I'm looking down the aisle because, you know, it was nothing for me to do. And then all of a sudden she just walks past me like really fast, and then she does that, and then I just instantly turn around. I'm just like, no. I'm like, girl, you're in middle school. You're at like your 7th grade at most. No. But her father sent her out. They try to once again, try to send influences, quote unquote, to try to reel you in. No. These men the white ones are racist. The black ones are really just trying to sabotage you because you're a desirable man. Same thing with the white ones. You're a desirable man to women. I'm a desirable man to women. So they try to do things to sabotage you and get you involved in their homoeroticism cults. Or just try to fuck you over in life because they're sick in the fucking head and stalkers and committing felonies every day. Not only amongst the people around them, but to me. I don't know none of these men. I haven't hung out with a man in 10 years and 8 months. I always love saying that. It makes my fucking hairs on my arms stand up. I fucking love it. Alright, creepy thing number 3. Kind of akin to the last one, except it was with a kid. Now, this one, my favorite color is purple. These people know it. I wear purple do-rags. I got a purple hoodie, even though I barely wear that. But these motherfuckers like try to color match with you, especially the dudes, and then they be trying to come around you and like, again, get meta glasses content. These men are so fucking gay. Personally, I'm homophobic. I don't give a fuck how anybody feels about it. These men done ruin my life. Unless you want to hear my experience on why I am, I don't care if you don't like me for not being, you know, accepting of them. They've ruined society here in Michigan, especially Detroit and Metro Detroit, but all over the state. And if you're too scared of these dudes to talk about the truth and how homoeroticism has ruined the modern dynamic between men and women's socialization, whether it's platonic or intimate relationships, I'm gonna pray for you. The men aren't gonna admit it, so I'm not praying for them for shit. Fuck them niggas. A lot of them need to die for society to get better. But if you can't as a woman, maybe because these dudes are around you, or like even if you're of your own independent nature, you gotta say it loud and proud. Your voice is your power. Either way, you know, going back on with what I was saying, kind of like the last girl, the creepy thing number 2, that these dudes try to like put around you. They had their little kids, like little girls, couldn't have been no older than like 8, 9, 10 years old. I wouldn't even say that much. Like one might have been like 6 or 7, and then the other one like 8, 9, or 10. Both wearing purple shorts and just swinging their butts left and right and trying to like be around me. I just moved away. I didn't even look. Like the second I saw they were doing that in front of me and I was doing self-checkout, I walked away. I think I actually went to the water fountain or to the bathroom. I'm just like, man, I gotta wash my face off. Like, this shit is fucking crazy. These motherfuckers are so sick in the fucking head. It's just so annoying dealing with these people, these men, that is. I don't necessarily blame the young women and the women who be having to like do this shit to try and bait somebody in. Maybe there is a small plethora of women who are actually like grown women that actually want to reel you in with this shit too. But that is so minuscule compared to the rest of the women who ain't with this shit. That shit really doesn't matter. All this shit that I'm talking about is initiated by men for the most part, if I'm being honest. There are a couple of things that's happened with women, but it's not to the degree of this, I'll say. Another thing these men implore for that happened at Kroger. Once again, Grosse Pointe Woods Kroger. Mac Road location. Two, like, maybe freshmen or sophomores or in high school came up right in front of me while I'm doing the use scan. They had to be like they couldn't have been no more than 1.5 feet away from me. And they're just like, you know, moving their hands on their boobs up and down, going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, you know, like shaking them like they're doing this type of shit. I removed myself from that situation to go help a customer. And the customer just looked at me like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Ditto. Are you okay?" Oh, man. I'm just like, these motherfuckers are creepy. I'm not necessarily talking about the chicks. Again, I'm talking about the men who be making these youngins do this. Now, like I said, I've said this before as well. I can understand from the young girls who are kids all the way up even to minors. Like, you know, high school, middle school, all that. I can understand you might have a crush on me. Humans are attracted to aesthetically attractive people. It's human nature. I'm not mad at that. But like I said, what's being forced upon for these like youngins and these women to do by these men, I'm not with that shit. I'm not into fucking minors. I'm not damn sure not into doing anything with kids, let alone anything sexual with them to traumatize them or get them broken into the sex world early and have them being sexually curious early. I've been having sex with girls and, you know, the babysitter since I was 4. But you grow up very fast on the West Side, and we did that of our own volition. Like, no adults made us do that. So we were just being fast and grown on our own terms. But that also came from what we witnessed around us. But, you know, we genuinely liked each other. I genuinely used to play with these girls. I would ride bikes with these girls, or I would double dutch with these girls because the boys didn't want me playing basketball with them and they would ostracize me out the group. So I went to the girls, and then they got mad at me that the girls liked me and we would go off to make out. So fuck you, gay ass niggas. Anyways, creepy thing number 4, I think it is. 4, yeah. In regards to like the minors. And this happened at a Five Guys too. One time I went into the restaurant to just pee. The Five Guys on what is that, 9 Mile and Grass shit? Yeah. Dude had one of his minor, like, preteen kids. I want to say she was like maybe like, not even preteen, like maybe lower than 10. Like, she couldn't have been no older than 10 or 9. And this is really about to make me fucking, I don't want to eat a chip right now because it's starting to make my stomach a little bit like queasy. I got the image out of my mind that day, but I remember what happened. You know how girls are really, since it's the summer here in Michigan, and it was a really hot day, it was like 90, they'll wear really short shorts. Like those shorts you would wear like to go swimming and shit. And I still want to go swimming before the summer is really up, but it's practically up right now. If we get another like 80 or 90 degree day, I'll go like swimming to a local pool or something, or like a wave pool. But I got to be careful with that because I might see something I don't want to see there, especially. That's also why I haven't gone swimming. These dudes are out here in mass. I'm not trying to see nothing. Either way, dude clearly told his daughter to like go to him and like lift up like the lip part, the groin part of your fucking shorts Here, I'll do a visual example too. Here's the growing part of my sweatpants. Imagine like this is the bottom of the shorts, like the cuff to where like, you know, after that is just like up there is like the leg and then obviously your private parts. She did this and gave me a quick flash. I instantly took my break. I went to go take my break. I told my manager, I'm like, I'm taking my 15. I don't even care that I haven't been here 3 hours yet tonight. Be able to qualify to be taking my 15-minute break. I took my break. I needed to. I did not want to see that. That shit gave me a headache, and I finished the rest of that shift with a headache for the entire fucking shift. And like I said, that happened at the Five Guys on motherfucking 9 Mile and Gratiot as well. These dudes are sick in the fucking head. I don't want to be around this shit. I fucking hate this. Does this face look unsure to you when I say I fucking hate this shit? I didn't blink. I hate this shit. Either way, continuing on with creepy shit. And we're gonna switch to the men real quick. It's only one real, like besides, you know, the same shit they say every day. Like, oh, you're tall, gay, queer, faggot, he's this, he's that. Oh, you're fucked, you're hit, you're this. Like all the motherfucking gossip girl shit they do, which they implore for it and they do it on purpose. They be trying to play both sides. I don't give a fuck about that shit. You're not motherfucking for me. You're sitting here making fun of human and sex trafficking and indirectly reminding women of their trauma. You're a bitch. You're not for me. We were never cool. We never will be cool. I've been on a 10-year, 8-month streak of not hanging out with men. I don't got a goddamn thing for you. Don't ever ask me for nothing. I'm gonna take it as a sign of disrespect. Had some tall gaybo come in there talking about you know, the fact that I had like lost all my clothes when I got kicked out the Plymouth Motel in Livonia on Plymouth Road. I got kicked out of there wrongfully because I was talking about what the hell was going on up in there. About the dudes in the neighborhood sexually assaulting the women in front of me on purpose and just trying to do things to, like, once again influence me to be joining of their side. But I didn't even know back then it was like part of like some occult slash cult slash fraternity, or just like, you know, I knew they were stalking and I knew they were conjoining with the police, but I didn't know about the cult shit or these fraternities, quote unquote, if there are fraternities. Either way, they had one of the tall, plenty, and it's every day. They always send gay dudes around you, genuinely gay or in the closet gay. But this was a genuinely gay one. I could hear it in his voice. He had some big ass horse teeth. He was about as tall as me, almost, just about as tall as me. We looked eye to eye. Brown skinned chocolate dude, like I'm caramel colored. Brown skinned chocolate dude, ugly as fuck. Looked like a motherfucking horse. Head was the shape of an oval, and homosexual. Coming up to me, calling me a black African sex slave. I'm like, yeah, nobody's none of that shit. And he was just like, oh. And then I rung him up and got him the fuck up out of there. I ain't never want to hit somebody in the teeth with a motherfucking 40 ounce so bad. Them veneers looked horrible on him. And if that's his natural teeth, that motherfucker looked like a horse. There's women that got veneers that look good. Trust me, I see him on social media. But the veneers on him, if they ain't veneers, his regular fucking teeth look horrible. These are my natural teeth. These are my natural teeth. Don't got that horse effect. I got like vampire fucking fangs in front of my teeth. You see? My teeth are natural. His veneers, and if those are his natural teeth, fucking horrendous. But let's get back to the creepy shit again. That, you know, these dudes make these women do. Now, clearly, the father had to be like somewhere from a distance, probably recording or like looking at this shit from a distance, or like he just told the kids to do this. Or I don't know, maybe the mother could have. She might have been a single mom and trying to get me to come along and just told her son to do this shit. Cause I understand mother-son bonds, cause I was a mama's boy growing up. But, and you know, I done did a little weird shit with my, like, not weird shit like with my mom, but you know, I was always up under my mom, and I was affectionate with her. Cause I grew up around women. Now I ain't never do no creepy shit, But, you know, I was just up under my mom. You know, I always wanted to be around my mom. I'm an emotionally intelligent male. I got that from being around women, growing up in a house full of women, always having girlfriends from a young age because I've been around women. And this is kind of on a lesser scale, but like it's just as bad as the other ones, but it's like lesser to like the degree of like a man wasn't present to directly like give a quote unquote command or do some creepy shit like put his groin up on a youngin, so on and so forth. And I pray for these kids and these women. It's not their faults. I love y'all both. I really do. Even the women with no kids. But you know, I love all of y'all. I really do. And times are gonna get better, but this is some fucked up shit. I'm talking about it and uploading it because if I don't, it's gonna linger on my mind. And I'm gonna talk about the wrongs that's going on within the community here in Detroit and metropolitan Detroit that's been stalking me for especially heavily the past since June 1st of 2025, my first day of forced homelessness because of this group of stalking men and the police and the fusion centers here and just random men who've been stalking me just off of me telling them the truth about the fact that they're settled on losers and they're not equally yoked to their women, which is the fucking truth. And they're predators. And they're gay. Down low or whatever the fuck whenever they're around their boys. They're definitely homosexual. And they're just too afraid to come out and be who they are. As if the gays aren't having the most fun right now in America. But either way, I digress. And also, at least the ones here in Michigan, a lot of them are domestic terrorists. Quite literally. Everything I'm saying within this shit, this is from dudes who are closeted, openly, or bisexual, but more so gay leaning bisexual. All these groups of men are gay. Getting off the point of what I was saying, because I'm about to finish this up within the next 8 minutes, because a 30-minute video is really what I'm trying to aim for. You know, these customers come to the self-checkout, and you know, it was a family. It was a young boy, a young girl, kids, no older than like maybe 4 or 5, I'll say. No father around, and just a mom. You know, I gave them a nod. I smiled at all them. I was like, you know, you got some cute kids, and no creepy shit. When I was like, nothing. I was like, no creepy. You have some cute kids, you know, and you know, you're a lovely family. They took the compliment, you know, thank you, rung them up, all that, so on and so forth. Or not rung them up, it was self-checkout, so I let them, you know, check out. They didn't need my help or nothing. And, you know, as they're walking out, you know, I'm doing now. Me, I always check my surroundings because of these, you know, stalkers and shit. I just like to know who's in the store around me. It's not out of anxiety or fear, but you got to know your situational awareness. And I'm sure women can relate to this. Or your spatial awareness, excuse me. Situational awareness too, but like spatial awareness is more so what I'm saying. And, you know, I look to my left, I look down the aisles, I pan like, you know, from left and then to right. That's what I was looking at. And as I'm looking out as that family that I just, you know, watched at the youth scan and gave a compliment to go out, the young man, you know, they were running, the boy and girl were like running around, like playing behind their mom. And then the girl goes to like the left side of mom and the young boy. I don't know if he saw me look back, you know, as I'm looking at them go out the door, which I was checking out the mom a bit. I was, because she had a nice petite butt. I'm not going to lie. She was a white woman. I like women of all racial groups. I love black women, especially, first and foremost, but I don't discriminate. I've been with women of multiple racial dynamics. But as I'm looking at, like, I'm checking out the mom, I don't think the boy looked back. I can't remember exactly, but, like, he fucking he rubs his mom's butt and, like, I mean, stuffs his finger in between her, like, ass crack, like, down the middle, damn near into her ass. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck? What did I just watch happen? And the mom just, like, gave a head nod, like, yeah. I'm just like, oh. Well then, like, while I'm not like without making eye contact with me, so maybe a man might have told that. I have no doubt a man influenced the boy probably to do some shit like that. I have no doubt in my mind. But there was no man with them, so that's what tripped me out about it. I was like, it wasn't even no man there to motherfucking influence the kid to do that shit. I'm like, maybe he's at home, or maybe he's just like not with them at the moment, but no doubt a man influenced that. Now, if that came from her, I'm a little surprised. A little bit. That'll be one of the first instances of a woman like participating in this shit a little bit, but I don't know, especially if she was a single mom, maybe she's giving me the, you know, come and get it signal from her. I mean, I'm not with the kid shit, but I don't fucking know. It was just weird shit that I was like watching at Kroger, but like I said, I'm gonna attribute that to a man like influencing that boy to do something like that. And weird shit don't be happening at Kroger too. Weird shit don't be happening just at Kroger. Weird shit also be happening really everywhere I be going to. Like if I was to go to Macomb Mall today, it'll be some weird shit happening. I ain't gonna lie. It'll be influenced by the men. Sometimes it be women that be influenced by men that'll be with their daughters, and they'll be influenced with their, you know, by their men that they be having. But you know, it'll be two women, like it'll be the mother and the daughter, or like the grandfather with a granddaughter, and like how I said, the little like kids shaking their butt stain while wearing my favorite color. And then I just fucking turn around, and really that's why I don't even be going in the mall like that anymore. If I do, it's gonna be relatively early in the day. Damn sure not on a weekend or like a day that's close to the weekend, because that's when people really be out, and I'm not really trying to see no weird shit. Case in point, one of the most recent times, and you know, it's still weird shit that happened at Kroger that I can think of. I'm trying to think. Like one more weird thing that happened at Kroger was like a younger brother like put his, like, you know, remember how I said those short things, and like I got flashed the motherfucking kids, the young ladies motherfucking like I don't even want to say it, but you know, them type of shorts, like, you know, it was another like probably like she was easily like high school level, like maybe like freshman, sophomore at most, and had a younger brother. He just put his hands up like the back of his older sister's pants and like rubbed her ass in front of me and like adjusted her shorts, and the father was with them. I'm just like, bro, I was just like, what did I whisper? I was like, don't do that. And then he backed away, but I was just like, don't do that. Because the father had stepped off to go get something. He was like, oh, I gotta go get something. I forgot something. Can I step away real quick? I don't want nobody to come up in the store. It was almost closing time. There was nobody in the store. I'm like, dude, just go. And then that happened. I'll be wanting to cry, but I can't because my body won't allow me, and I've been through so much, and I'm so strong, but I be wanting to cry sometimes. I really do be wanting to fucking cry. Oh my God, and I just can't. I fucking can't. If it ain't me thinking about my dead grandma, which her 1-year anniversary death is coming up, I can't cry. It is what it is, though. I'm not tripping about it, but I just hate. I'm not trying to be around this type of shit, man. And these motherfuckers keep on trying to do some fucking creepy shit. When I done told these motherfuckers, I'm not joining your fold. I'm not endeavoring myself in that shit. I'm not about to stain my jacket. Now, if your daughter's 18 and she wants an example of what a man is supposed to be around and how she's supposed to be treated, even though I don't go for 18-year-olds like that because I'm 30. It'll be one of the rare, there's not going to be anything illegal about it. So send your daughter around me to come see what a real man is supposed to treat her like and talk to her like and even have fun with like. And if she wants to endeavor into sexual activity, then sure. It's not like it's going to be illegal. I'm still going to wear a condom. But I'd rather that than do the shit I'm not going to do, like shit with minors, and damn sure no sexual shit with kids. This Trump regime has got you guys, you know, conjoined with isn't real, has got you guys fucking tripping. For real. Even stalking the people who tell the truth like me. And ruining my life and making me a gay martyr, which y'all are gonna get checked every day for that shit. I'm gonna deny that everywhere I go. And it's not me like defending my name or, oh, no, I'm not. It's me telling you who I am, and you're not about to fucking get content off of me or act like you're a better man than me. You dudes are hoes. And predators. And each and every one of you sex offenders here in Michigan, and I'm about to get ready to end this video within the next 10 seconds. Each and every one of you dudes that are on this registered sex offender list, from the old to the ones that are like around my age, and maybe even younger. You are constantly reoffending, you are not in compliance, and you need to be arrested. That's the video. Thank you for watching. Those are just the weird endeavorments that I dealt with at the Kroger in Grosse Pointe Woods while I worked there before I got wrongfully fired by my gay manager. The LGBTQ dudes, they are a domestic the men who represent the LGBTQ community, whether they're in the closet or open with it, they are domestic terrorists. They are harming women, kids, and men. They're raping all three of those groups. They're stalking women and men, certain groups of men. They're stalking me. They've been stalking me for years, but especially heavily since I've been homeless since June 1st of 2025. These people put black web content up of their family members or different women they're in quote-unquote relationships with for people to see and sell on the internet, the dark web, and they are predators. They're doing all this shit to their family members and community members and random people they don't know based off of parasocial relationships, and they are hard drug addicts as well. A white boy just got busted for doing some shit with a minor, or I think it was either solicitation of shit with a minor or raping a minor, or like trying to get around and be with a minor. It's something akin to that type of shit, but he was arrested. Do you know what drugs they found in his house upon them arresting him at his house? LSD and meth. What the fuck I be saying every day about these dudes being some fucking junkies? These dudes are crazy. Why they trying to call me? Oh, they always say it. That's another thing they always say. You're high. You're this. You're that. Man, I'll take a piss test right now. You ain't about to find nothing in my system but nicotine. I smoke Black and Milds. I haven't even smoked weed since June. Since June. I know, I love weed, but right now it's not feasibly financially possible, for real. I mean, I can give me a couple of cheap joints for like $1 or not $1, $2 or like $4, but I'm not about to, weed ain't about to get me out this situation, so I'm on a hiatus. I'm not tripping. I can go without weed. Now this motherfucker right here, this is a hell of a drug. It got as hard as a quit rate as cocaine. Top 3 hardest things to quit, or excuse me, top 4. But cocaine is tied with cocaine. Nicotine is a hell of a drug. Don't smoke, kids. And don't do this predatory shit. And really, if you are dealing with people like this, whether it be in your community or your families, speak up. Talk to your mothers. Talk to whoever is a trusted adult. Primarily, probably your mothers. If your some of you probably got some good fathers who don't be endeavoring in this bullshit. So, if you're not dealing with this at all, you're clean and scot-free to go. But listen to your friends if they are trying to come to you about this or confide in you about this. Be a support for them, because really, these predators are fucking everywhere. And guess what? The worst part about it? The police protect these people in all these cities. Here in Roseville, they protected them in Farmington Hills. They protected them in Redford. And all the cities I'm naming are all the motel cities I was, humanist sex trafficked at for these motels. I only know about it happening to me 3 times, but God only knows, and these people only know how many times it was happening without ever warning somebody or telling somebody like how many times it really happened and how often these dudes were doing it. And even, like I said, and I'm gonna do a video on this, using me as a breeding tool for women to impregnate them and make babies. God only knows how many kids I got out here. And these people, we gonna find out though, because it's gonna come to the light. Maybe somebody will tell me how many kids I have. One of these little people who be coming around to smar my name and talk shit, or perpetuate the narrative. Probably a women, even though a lot of the women don't really want to do it, but they're in on that side, so they got to. Whether it's through even the ones that are being forced to be on that side that don't want nothing to do with that shit, and their man done forced them to be a part of something. They have to participate in the name smearing and calling me gay, queer, tall faggot, this, that, and the third about homosexuality, even though I'm not that. I'm a heterosexual, masculine black man. Or even saying oh, you're popped, you're hit, you're through, you're gonna model, you're this, you're that. These dudes are such fucking self-assessed, narcissistic, pathocratic stalkers. They're mentally ill and hard drug addicts. But yeah, man. If you see something, say something about these predators. If they're in your own family, document it as much as you might not want to. It'll build up a case. Get these men arrested federally. And like I said, especially if they're on the registered sex offender list, they'll get more time.